So, news broke today that Activision and the Call of Duty developers are working on not one, not two, not three, but 4 separate projects. Now, these projects are Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 by Infinity Ward, which we all knew was coming after the wild success of Modern Warfare 2019. And I'm calling it, first of all, Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. I'm not calling it Modern Warfare 2. That is a disrespect to the 2009 classic Modern Warfare 2. And I will not be disrespecting it by just referring to this new Call of Duty game coming later this year as this is just going to be Modern Warfare 2 now. No, that's not how this works. It's Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, because that's how they're going to stylize the title, according to leaks. And it will be developed by Infinity Ward. And the next Call of Duty game that's being developed is Warzone 2. So not only are we getting Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 from Infinity Ward, they're also making Warzone 2. Now that is expected because the success of Warzone cannot be understated, basically, how much it blew up and how the decision for it to go to be a free-to-play component of Modern Warfare 2019, like how big of an impact that had, and the timing as well with the global pandemic and people being inside. It was just the perfect storm for a successful BR game. Now, the problem with Warzone Original, or what I believe will later be known as Warzone Legacy when Warzone 2 comes out, because they're not just going to shut down the servers for people playing on PS4 and Xbox One. Like it's going to be on maintenance mode. It's going to be playable, but the new Warzone game will be on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Now, I don't know if they're deleting the original Warzone from PC and just having Warzone 2 be the only option. I don't know about that. My guess is that you can play Warzone Legacy with your old gen friends, and then when you want to upgrade, you install Warzone 2, and they're likely going to be both free to play. Now, the reason why Warzone 2 is coming out so soon and why such a drastic overhaul is needed is because, and this is a quote from developers that were talking to content creators today, or at least this morning, is that, quote, Warzone was just meant to be an extension of Modern Warfare 2019. And then, quote, we integrated Black Ops and then Vanguard, and now the game is bloated, which is true. That is factual. And it makes sense because Call of Duty's first Battle Royale effort was Blackout, and that was connected to Black Ops 4, and it was indeed a one-off thing that was only supposed to be supported for a year. Continual map updates that would coincide with the Zombies and multiplayer updates, and that was supposed to be the same case for Warzone and Modern Warfare 2019. However, they took the approach of having Warzone be free to play and having Warzone launch in March instead of on the actual launch of Modern Warfare 2019. And with that, it's complicated because on one hand, the game wasn't even ready. And on the other hand, they wanted it to be a bigger success than Blackout, and so they made it free to play, and it paid off big time, like huge. And it coincided with their approaches to microtransactions as well. The loot boxes were gone, and the loot boxes had it reared its ugly head into Blackout with, I think you were able to open special crates that you could take out any supply drop weapons that you had earned from multiplayer just at any time if you found the crate. So yes, the end of Blackout Cycle was pay to win, unfortunately, but they avoided that, and Warzone was this huge success. However, it was such a huge success that they supported it longer than they had planned. So when Black Ops Cold War came out, and they had to integrate all the guns, and they had a map that they were going to integrate into the new Warzone, but it was just like, it was so big, and it was initially developed on Cold War's engine, and that's where the Fireteam maps come from and the Outbreak maps come from. It was, Treyarch always had a sequel to what the Blackout experience was in mind, and it was going to be in the Ural Mountains, and all that stuff, it got, cut up and haphazardly placed onto the Warzone storyline and haphazardly placed onto the Verdansk map with Verdansk 84, and that was a whole, again, bloated. That's what the developers said, and it's completely true. Same thing with Vanguard and Caldera. It's like, yeah, it's a new map, but we are still on the foundation of Modern Warfare 2019. And these guns and these operators, it's all stacking on top of each other. So fixing bugs and introducing actual anti-cheat that works is no longer feasible, basically. That's sort of what I'm getting from these developers. And it makes sense. Like, you can only do so much with engine tech that you're building for the old gen consoles, and not future-proofing, essentially, because as far as Infinity Ward knew, they were releasing Modern Warfare 2019 and whatever Battle Royale component came with it for 1 year of support, and then it would just be on maintenance mode because everybody would be playing Blackout 2 or whatever. But obviously that didn't happen because Warzone blew up. It was too successful for its own good. So that's why they're making Warzone 2 a completely separate download, a completely separate launcher from Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. It will use assets from that game, from the new Modern Warfare, but it is its own app. It's its own launcher. So that means that when they try to update something for one game, it won't break the other game, which is left Modern Warfare 2019's multiplayer in a unplayable state for many players because of what updates they had to do for Warzone. And it goes without saying that the developers are better forward thinking about how they approach content for the next few games, and that includes COD 2023, which is developed by Treyarch. And this game, I think, is going to be a real game changer because it is the first COD game that is on this new engine with this new design philosophy that Modern Warfare 2 is bringing in, and how other developers handle that. Because before, it was just with Cold War and Vanguard, it was just Sledgehammer and Treyarch just kind of, oh, we're doing this now, and just sort of haphazardly having to slap and integrate things into Warzone, when that was not the original vision when those games were conceived. So COD 2023 coming out is clearly, built for that integration whilst bringing its own unique, assumingly campaign, assuming multiplayer, and obviously assuming zombies, because that is Treyarch's bread and butter. And this zombies experience concluding whatever is being set up by Cold War and Vanguard. But see, I only mentioned 3 Call of Duty games: Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, Warzone 2, COD 2023, developed by Treyarch. But there's a 4th game being worked on, and that is Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Now, I know what you're thinking. whoa, 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 whoa. We're just bringing in Warzone 2. Like, what's going on? So, what I theorize is that Warzone Mobile is it's a total, just like how Apex Legends Mobile is. It's not integrated with the main game. It shares assets from it, but the actual design and content delivery and that sort of thing is so different that it warrants being on its own platform. So this is not a game, I don't think, that will be cross-playing with Warzone Legacy or the old version of Warzone. I think it will be very similar to it. It's not going to be similar to Warzone 2. That's going to be its own mind-blowing engine and blah blah blah. Warzone Mobile has been, as far as we know, being worked on since 2018. And with that, you have this Warzone experience that is built for mobile specifically. And I really think that it will tread over the success of that COD Mobile has had so far, because I don't think they're going to integrate the cosmetics you got from COD Mobile. And there's the thing. The current COD Mobile game is really wrapped in a design from the OG games or the OG CODs, because you have weapons in there from COD 4. You have maps in there. Like, it's very much like a classic COD experience. And when they brought BR and when they introduced BR into COD Mobile, it is somewhat strange. I would closer compare it to something like PUBG Mobile, because you have like a third-person camera, and you have it's like a combination of the Blackout mechanics and PUBG Mobile mechanics. It's very strange. So I think an actual dedicated first-person only Warzone mobile experience can carve out a niche, but I think when it does come out, anybody playing COD Mobile BR is gonna flip on over to it, and I don't see the COD Mobile BR mode being successful from that point on. And maybe that's by design. Maybe they're trying to focus more into multiplayer, the 5v5 experience, because it's not 6v6 because it's mobile and all that stuff. But things can change. There could be a new Call of Duty mobile game that focuses on multiplayer and zombies while you have this Warzone Mobile thing. I don't know. That's just the 4 projects that we know about right now. And it is, it's hard to keep up with when you have so much information being out in the open at once. But I believe that this new Modern Warfare game will be, in terms of content, fairly good, because Infinity Ward has actually had an extra year to work on it. I mean, Vanguard, we can pretty much write it off. It's filler. It's a filler game. They don't give a shit about the setting. They don't give a shit about the quality of the game, considering there's a bug list of over 150 bugs or something like that, and it ain't getting smaller, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what's going on. Vanguard's clearly filler. We're all waiting on this year, this experience, and then the big mystery, I suppose, is COD 2023. And who knows what Treyarch can produce when they actually have development time, because I want to say that every single Treyarch title has been rushed. If somebody knows a Treyarch title that hasn't been rushed to hell and back, go ahead and drop a comment, because I guess Black Ops 3, they had an extra year with that one, and that was a banger. So that's what I'm thinking, is that this is the COD 2023 has the potential to have that Black Ops 3 insane amount of content at launch, which is, in terms of a back-to-back release from 2022 to 2023, things are looking up instead of down. So there's your positivity for the day on Call of Duty.